This is a quick overview over YSuites. Here's your dashboard where you see all the main information, but everything starts in the YSuites Ad Manager. You will see all your customers that you have onboarded into YSuite in here. You can add a business. Any business that you have access to as a partner is going to be in here. You can, search and find that business and then add it to the dashboard. Here, you can see all your ad costs month to date become super relevant, especially towards the end of the month when you want to see, which campaigns are already fulfilled or close to being fulfilled. Where should I add an end of month boost? So that can be helpful for that. On top of that, you'll always have a very good overview of what is your impressions, what is your ad delivery, etc. So if you have a client who says, look, I didn't get any leads for 3 days, and then all of a sudden I get 20 leads on the same day, you can see if there's a discrepancy here, if it can be explained by ad spend, search demand, etc. So a quick overview, all your programs are in here. Even your boost or your promos that you get from Yelp are going to be here with start and end date. Very neat overview. Once you onboard the business, all the programs that are already on the account will automatically populate here. You can see every single layer. You can look at what the targeting is set to. In this case, everything is set to San Diego County. You can see how much money you're spending, etc. So you can add as many programs as you want. You can, for example, do an end of month boost. What you would do here is, whatever amount you want to spend, select the date. If you don't select an end date, it'll behave as a just regular main campaign. So if you set it to the first of the month, let's say you want to start August 1st, and you don't set an end date, it'll just be monthly ad spend that is added to the account. But if you set an end date, then it's a layer that will run from, let's say, from the 28th to the 31st, $500. So now I have different options. 99% of your campaigns will run on auto bid. Very few ones will run on not an auto bid, where you can have a maximum bid that you set up. If you don't put anything here, it'll be auto bid. But you can set it to unpaced or to paced. And that makes sense with very few accounts where the search demand fluctuates throughout the month. So you have a lot of search demand in a few days. So you just want to make sure the ad spend is spent there and you generate all the leads. You can set your ad spend to calendar month or rolling calendar month. And very neat, you can also decide which category you want to advertise in. So you can, if you're a plumbing company, you can say, I want to spend $5,000 on the main campaign, $1,000 on water heater repair and installment, and you can add $500 on hydrojetting, for example. Or if you don't select anything, it'll just advertise in all categories. You create this layer. You see if all the information is correct. If it's correct, you hit publish. It'll take a minute. We're at the mercy of Yelp's API here, and it'll update all the information there. You can see all your current campaigns that are currently running. This is going to be a main overview, but you can also see all the ended campaigns. So you can see what have I been running in the past, how much was fulfilled, etc. In this case, what you see here is just a bunch of tests that we've been running that didn't even start. And you can see all your programs. But again, 99% of the things that you do are going to be under current and planned. Also, nice feature, you can pause the campaign. So you don't have to terminate a campaign and lose algorithm learnings and your keyword settings. You can pause the campaign and then resume it whenever you're ready to go with that campaign again. Or if, sometimes you have clients that are smaller companies and they say, well, we're on vacation for 2 weeks. Let's pause and resume. You can easily do that here. Not a problem. Here's the layer that we just created. So we can also go in here and say, for this layer, we want to do custom location targeting. We can do 3 things. We can either do radius, and the radius is up to 60 miles. So we literally can do 60-mile radius versus the 25 that you can do in your Yelp Ads dashboard. Whoops, sorry. Let me zoom back out. You can also set custom location targeting. So even on layers, you can now do custom location targeting, type in as many locations as you want. So you can, write San Diego, it'll load. You can run specific zip code and add it. Or if you have the same locations for all your layers, which most of our accounts do, we just hit the default location button and it'll add all the locations that you added as default locations previously. That doesn't have to be what you have on your main account, what you have on your dashboard in Yelp. This could be completely different. Just saving this here. I'm going to terminate this layer anyways at the end of this. So that is already saved. So here I can go ahead and add my default locations and say I want to add another zip code to my targeting. I'll add it here. And you see how long this can take. And this is why we create a default location, so you don't have to do it 20 times if you have 20 layers. You just save it in here, then you go into your account and you just hit this button and it'll update the default locations to what we just had in there. You save it and you're done. Super easy. So this is your YSuites Ad Manager in a nutshell. Now let's go to the Autoresponder. Every business that you have in your Ads Manager, you can access or add to your Autoresponder as well. So you can, drag a drop-down menu. You can also search in there. And then this is what the Autoresponder looks like. We have a few different features. So first of all, agencies don't typically want to answer in their name. If your name is Tim and you're the agency owner, then you don't want it to say when the Autoresponder responds to your customer's client, you don't want it to say message from Tim. You want it to say message from the business owner, the dispatch, or whatever. So what we do is we very easily untoggle this guy, create a link, and we send this link to the business or to the dispatch, whoever you want to answer as the main person to the lead. They just click one button, they'll approve it through their Yelp account, and now they're connected through YSuites without ever accessing YSuites. But they know the Autoresponder will respond in their name. Another feature that we added is a stop word. If you called the customer, you were already in contact, whatever it may be, you don't want the Autoresponder to keep following up with that customer, you add that stop word. That stop word, a lot of times agencies use just a asterisk. So you'll just add this to the end of the message when you respond manually in the messenger through the RAQ. You just enter this to the end of the sentence and it'll stop the Autoresponder from following up. A lot of customers use the word sorry. Sorry, we don't offer this service, and then the Autoresponder will stop. You can literally use the word stop, which is not that clean, I feel. I really like the asterisks. So you set up whatever stop word you want for the Autoresponder to stop. This is where you manage everything. You can see all your conversations. We have a message journey as well, but really all the setup is done with the manage response sequence. So what we do here is we'll either add a response, and if you add a response, you type in a delay in minutes, you write a message, you can select if it always sends or only sent if the client never replied. That means if the user answers within the Yelp chat, then the Autoresponder will stop. So you don't have a message flow where the user says, yeah, sure, I'm available tomorrow. And then the Autoresponder says, hey, we haven't heard back from you. So it'll automatically stop once the user responds, and it's back to the business owner dispatch to respond. You can enable, disable the message. That's interesting for seasonal businesses where you have a bunch of drafts for the summer, some for the winter, etc. And this is what it looks like when you created a message. If you put 0 minutes or nothing, it'll respond instantly. Within 4 seconds, this response will go out. You can use this code for name in these brackets. It'll pull the name from the Yelp user and respond that way. You'll draft whatever message makes sense to you, and you can enable this you can enhance this message with AI. That means if you do that in the initial message, your autoresponder will take a combination of the message that you drafted and what the user has sent in their request and will respond accordingly. For example, user says, my water heater broke and flooded your house, and then AI will change your message to, hey, so-and-so, sorry to hear that your water heater broke. We can definitely help with this. Here's a way you can schedule with us, ask any questions, etc., etc. In this case, we just set up a message that goes out instantly, again, within 4 seconds. A second message that follows up after 20 minutes. Hey, why haven't we responded yet, etc. Another message after 3 hours, another message a day later. You can do unlimited messages. There's no limit. You can also not send out a first message. Some of the businesses like to respond themselves, have a very personalized response, but they don't want to do the 4, 5, 6, 7 follow-ups that are very tedious to do within Yelp. So we just have the autoresponder do it for them, nurture the client until they respond back. This is the autoresponder in a nutshell. Again, if you have any questions about YSuites, reach out to me directly. If you have this video, you know how to get a hold of us.